Good morning, YouTube. Today, I'm going to drive a Honda S2000 for the first time in my life.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is our shop. This is our dealership headquarters, NG Supercars. And we have a lot of crazy cars here, supercars, Ferraris, and all sorts of wonderful stuff that you dream of. Well, a lot of people, this is their dream. I'll admit, I have never really had an interest in any of the Hondas, let alone the S2000. Now, that being said, I am a car enthusiast and I do love fun cars. I think I'm hopefully gonna like it. I don't know, we'll see. I do like generally more high horsepower cars, but this is kind of more of a momentum car. We'll find out. So again, I've never driven one of these. I've driven lots of Hondas. I've even driven the NSX and stuff from this era and all the VTEC and all that stuff that was such the rage in the time. We'll see how it's faring and why these things have gone to astronomical prices now. But real quick, if you're interested in this car, check it out. It's on our dealership website, NG Supercars. So if you'd like to buy it from us, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. We appreciate you guys' support. Well, there it is, the Honda S2000. This is an AP1. It's the 2003. I Googled that. I had no idea. I don't know anything. Like I said, I don't know anything about this. So I Googled it and looked up the Wikipedia page. Turns out, this thing has almost 250 horsepower, which I'll admit, that's pretty legit, especially out of a 2-liter engine. That's some pretty good power to, weight ratio, I would assume. These things have been abused. All these S2000s, I swear, you're trying to find a good one out there and it's almost impossible. And then they're like astronomically expensive and it just makes no sense to me. So this one is, well, less than perfect. So we'll go over some of the flaws in it, which are quite numerous. I'm not going to be able to point them all out, but you can already see there's some big paint flaws right there, and there are paint chips everywhere. I mean, this thing has basically been shotgun blasted across the front. It looks, well, there's just, trust me, there are paint chips everywhere. The good news is, being silver, they don't show up that much. The headlights look like they're in really good shape. All the wheels have something wrong with them. There's some delamination of like the clear and stuff. So like there's some scuff here. Tires are actually in good shape though. You know what? We've got Continental Extreme contacts. So hey, good on the previous owner. They put in real tires. The paint on the mirrors is like just, it's almost like been sandblasted. Poor mirror. The trim right here is cracking. It's got sun damage. There's a massive star in the windshield right there. I should say massive. It's a star, whatever. Lots of little pits and stuff in it. The paint, well, there's another ding right there. Looks like someone's door hit it. And then one down here. Probably the same person hit the door. 2 little dents that could probably be PDR'd. Rear trim's got some discoloration. You got some flaking of the clear on this wheel. Moving around back, we've got, well, the taillights look good. Center light looks good. Exhaust tips look good. Everything else looks kind of pretty reasonable on this thing. Top is in great shape and works properly. That wheel, again, a couple of little things on it here and there. Scratches here, a ding there. Is that, oh, that's just dirt. Okay, hooray. This mirror also kind of has the sandblasting effect on it. Scrape of some sort right there. Let's go into the interior. Now the interior is actually in pretty good shape, I will say. It's got 130,000 miles on it. So this thing's seen some love. I'm sure a lot of those miles were not driven slowly. Seats, they're in pretty darn good shape. I have to say they are really quite nice. We've had a little bit of refinishing done, so everything looks pretty reasonable in here. Top is in great shape. Dash is in good shape. Leather's in reasonably good shape. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up loving cars in the late 90s and early 2000s. And so when VTEC came out, it was the rage. People were losing their goddamn minds over this stuff.
Well, then everyone loses their minds.
It's a cool technology, I will say. I'll give you that. I remember driving an Acura Integra that had VTEC, and it was pretty interesting to feel the cam profile change. Looks pretty clean for the number of miles. Nothing unusual. I mean, that's the cool thing about these cars, right? They're just kind of bulletproof. So one thing that I found interesting is the doors do not open very far. They only come out at like maybe like a 45 or 50 degree angle, which it's a small door, But you know, I'm not exactly a small guy, so like I can get in and out, but it is kind of like it's not as easy as I would have anticipated. Then again, the car's so darn small. Oh yeah, we've got the car cover, we've got some extra parts. This trunk's definitely been used for stuff. There's some stains and whatever, but well, it is a stunningly beautiful day here in Texas. It's only like 65 degrees, so we've got a convertible. Let's go drive it. All right, we're in the S2000. And the funny thing about this car is you have a key, you put it in the ignition and turn it forward and it doesn't start. Yeah, you gotta push in the clutch and there's an engine start button on the left side of the dash. Now it started. It sounds exactly like a Honda. Here we go, 134,041 miles on this thing. Yep, I will give it credit. This thing is holding up really well for that many miles. I wonder if the steering wheel is adjustable because that seems really far away. No, I don't feel any adjustments. Well, that's too bad. By the way, Honda. Clutch is not too heavy. The shifting already. Yeah, I can tell I like the shifting. All right, we're gonna actuate the top. So I've got the parking brake set. You flip a latch over here, push in and then pull down. And then oh, nope, that wasn't it. That did not clear. There it goes. Now it's clear. Do I want that back up or what? I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it like that and see what happens. Really fast. That's the fastest top I've ever seen. It's like, let's do that again, hold on. That is extremely fast. All right, ready? Let's count it. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. Basically 5 seconds. Okay. We have our little 9,000 RPM 2-liter 4-banger with VTEC. Okay, so yes, the horsepower is a bit underwhelming. Now, it is a tiny cockpit. This thing is very close quarters. You are kind of squished in here. Heel toe is pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be sad about the lack of torque. I think it's only like 170 foot-pounds. Visibility is excellent. Of course, that it doesn't hurt that I have a convertible. I mean, so you can rev this thing out and it just kind of goes. I guess that's the fun part, is it's kind of like driving, I'm gonna say like a 348 or a 355, which is you get to drive it and flog it and you're not gonna get arrested immediately. A lot of the modern cars have gotten so powerful and so insanely fast that as soon as you just give it any throttle, you're exceeding the speed limit in two or 3 seconds anywhere in the world. That feeling is amazing, but at the same time, it is fun to just kind of bang the gears and have your foot planted to the floor for a long period of time. Now the handling is, okay, that is pretty nice. It's pretty sharp. Ride's a little bit rough, but you know, it's pretty low. Yeah, pedals are spaced a little bit too far for me. Whoa, yeah, handling's really quite good. Let's get that VTEC. So basically, you have to wind this thing out to like 6,500 RPMs to really feel any power. But wow, it does corner quite well. That part of it's pretty exciting. All right, this truck is all trying to be a badass, but no. Oh, he's off the road. This truck in front of me is trying to give it the beans, and he's gonna end up in a ditch. All right, here we go. To the floor. Acceleration is underwhelming, but the handling's fun. I can see where taking this to a track could be really exciting. All right, we're gonna try and haul ass around this corner. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that's where this thing's at. Come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Get up there. I have mixed emotions about it. The acceleration is really disappointing. The VTEC, whatever. 9,000 RPM is nice, but the problem is, like I said, it doesn't have any power until 6.5. In fact, the engine just kind of like doesn't even exist until 6.5. It's like it doesn't really make any noise. The shifter is excellent. Very, very, very good shifter. And the handling is quite good. So those parts of it, you know, really strong points in that category. Handling, shifting, driving. I mean, it's a good experience. It's a fun experience. It's got this nice sweeping, huge tachometer covering the entire dashboard. It's kind of the era, the early 2000s, late 90s. I mean, I could see having fun in this thing. It really needs back twisty country roads, right? You don't want long, straight, high power roads like this. This is fun. Okay, now carry some momentum in the corner. The steering's pretty darn good. And it doesn't feel all that bad. I mean, there's a little bit of body roll. It's not too much. Gotta keep those RPMs up to really enjoy this thing. I suppose the cool thing is you're kind of inconspicuous. I mean, it's just a Honda, right? It's not this crazy, flashy red Ferrari that's loud and getting everyone's attention. You can just kind of zip on by on these back roads and no one's gonna even notice. So the only problem I have with the high red line is I feel like it takes so long to get up to 9,000 RPMs. It just does not rev fast at all. Oh, watch out for that bump in the road. But at the same time, you can kind of just wind it out and wind it and keep going and going and going. And I mean, it just doesn't seem to mind. So that part of it's good. Yeah, see, if I had done that in the Ferraris, we would be going probably triple digits or so, and we're quite a ways from that. The nice thing about this car is I feel like maintenance is going to be super cheap. The car itself is not exactly expensive. So, you know, if you are trying to have fun on a budget, this is an excellent choice. It's a lot of fun. And this is definitely the perfect weather for this car. All right. And there you go. You can floor this thing everywhere, and you're not really exceeding the speed limit all that much. It's a zippy little car. I mean, I can see where wanting to have fun on a budget and live maybe in a city, so you know you gotta be able to still get around town. This car could definitely do that. Reasonably comfortable. It doesn't exactly have too much trunk space, although you could fit some stuff back there. You know, you're certainly a backpack, maybe a small suitcase. You can fit some groceries, but it is only a two-seater, so you know that is an interesting proposition. So I have to kind of remind myself that this car is like 10% the cost of a Ferrari. Is this 1/10 as good as a Ferrari? Absolutely, yes. So the value proposition of this car is very, very strong. The dollar per smile is high on the charts. Like, you're going to have a good time in this car, and you're not really going to have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about like, oh my God, what happens if this breaks or whatever. You're like, easy, get parts. Parts are going to be cheap. It's a totally different proposition than a Ferrari, and the investment involved and the insurance on this thing has got to be almost nothing. I see why people like this car. I don't think it's as amazing and hyped up as everyone made it out to be when I was younger, but it is a fun car. Shifter, yeah. Wow, that is a really good shifter. Really good. Nice tight little shifter. Very short throw. Clutch feels great too. It is geared really short. We're at 60 miles an hour and it's at 3,200 RPMs. Well, I will say it exceeded my expectations, but my expectations were not super high. And that's partly because, again, I've driven so many cars now, I kind of have a reasonable idea of what to expect. Now, it is a fun car and definitely worth the money. Now, I will get that, I would say, especially at the driver's end spectrum. Now, what I don't think would be worth it is the super pristine, ultra low mile, crazy ones that are going for like $40,000, which is just, there's so many options out there for $40,000 that seem like way more fun. Now, this example, 134,000 miles, it's far from perfect, and it's well under $20,000. Now that to me sounds much, much more appealing, because for that price point, you can drive it, you can beat the crap out of it, and even if stuff broke on it, which is unlikely because it is still a Honda, it doesn't seem like anything on this car is gonna be that expensive. The consumables are gonna be cheap as hell. That part of it, the dollar per smile, is very high. The absolute performance of it is mediocre. Its cornering abilities are pretty good, but it's basically like a Miata on crack, or a Honda version of Miata, right? It's a momentum car. It's fun. It's not tremendously exciting, but you know what? It is cool. So with that being said, it is for sale. Send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com, because I know a lot of you guys absolutely love these things. Here's your chance. Pick up this thing for a pretty good price. All right, guys, we'll be seeing you in the next video doing some more cool car stuff. So you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.